We back, y'all. We here with another one on deck. If you ask me, for all my hip hop junkies, I'm your host, Deme D. And we keep it from the late 80s to the mid 20s, where we keep it that music. You know, everybody in that time frame already laid their path down. I got, usual faces. We got a reoccurring group right here. Got my man Rudy from Queens. Got my man P.
Yo.
And, we just reaching out to all my hip hop junkies. Feel free to tap in and comment on the segments. Today, I don't know, this is a real touchy one, so I expect a lot of comments.
We're going to have a fight today.
We have a guest. This guy, I don't know, man, I think he likes controversy.
Loves controversy.
I got my man Rudy, and he feels that Mobb Deep, the Infamous album, is better or just as good as Infamous? Better than Illmatic, yes. Nas Illmatic. Yeah. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people who don't agree. I'm gonna let you take the floor. You feel that it is better than Illmatic, right?
Absolutely.
Convince me.
So I'm gonna let you take the floor.
So for starters, and I said this before we got on camera, but the disclaimer is that I honestly do
no disclaimers.
No.
Get to your point.
It's a part of my argument that my favorite album actually is Illmatic, but from a
setting up a loophole already.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The fact of the matter is, when I look at Illmatic versus the Infamous, historically, the Infamous has to be better. First and foremost, the reason why... Stop. Let me finish. The Illmatic is what? It's a superstar-produced album that's essentially 9 tracks. Because you're not about to tell me the intro is a track. It's not.
9 tracks.
It's 9 tracks that Nas himself... He was curated. He had the best producers at the time. What we talking? 93, 94, around there. Pete Rock, DJ Premier.
It's not a fault to him.
Stop. Don't stop it.
It's not a fault to him.
Stop it. It's not a fault. I'm not blaming him for that, but I'm just going with what happened. Large Pro, who they had a falling out because of this album. Large Pro. I don't know if LES was on that shit. I don't remember.
I think LES. I think LES had one.
I think he does have. I think LES is on that shit.
Yeah, Pete Rock, Premier,
LES. Large Pro. 4 of inarguably the greatest producers at that fucking time, right? Produced this album. They coached him through it. All he had to do was show up. And
that's all he had to do.
Hold on.
No one else gets hot beats and doesn't deliver.
Hold on.
Lyrics, fam.
The reason that they took that much precedent to deal with him is because his lyrics obviously were astronomically out of this world, right?
Let's stop there.
No,
that's the first argument against you.
Don't do your whole argument because we have a whole segment.
Go.
So before, I don't know what you were ready to say, but before he goes in, the lyricism on Illmatic is not what makes it classic. It's the beats.
No, it's not the beats. Of course not. It's the unison between the two.
Right. It's the curating.
I think it's the unison. I think it's more so him.
It's the unison between the two.
And the timeliness on the part of Nas.
Okay, so I'm sure whatever point you was going to make.
Clearly
you don't agree.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Illmatic, everything fell into place perfectly.
Yes.
There couldn't be better timing for anything on that album.
Absolutely right.
And that is the moon and the stars align.
It is a classic. That is the reason why it is better.
And here's the thing: the Infamous didn't have that timing. But go ahead.
So this is where I'm gonna give you kudos, right? Both albums to me are authentic pieces of art. Both albums to me are raw, gritty, passionate, true to form. The reason why Illmatic has to be better, in my opinion, is that its genesis, its idea, its nature comes from one artist alone. You have a whole bunch of people contributing on
Infamous.
What was that?
Lyrically,
yes.
or producer wise.
Meth is not on there.
Lyrically or producer wise.
Meth's not on there.
No, he's not.
But you have
lyrically or producer wise.
Big Noid.
You have Big Noid.
Who produced the Infamous?
Ray.
One man produced
Ray's not
the
on
Infamous.
there.
You have Ray. You have Ghostface.
You have Ray, Ghost,
Q-Tip,
Nas,
Big Noid,
Q-Tip, Nas.
That's it.
You have Ray twice. You have Ghostface. You have Nas.
You have
Q-Tip, and you have Big Noid at least twice.
It's not about the time you show up. Ultimately, they showed up however amount of time. Like they were there.
I don't even know what you just said.
I don't know what I said.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
We don't know.
Sorry. It's the instances versus the presence, right? Like if you want to use the times they show up in the album versus the fact they're involved in the album, it's a moot point.
His point is that Nas held it down conceptually by himself.
He didn't conceptually hold down.
Actually did.
The production. DJ Premier is on that album.
He's not writing nothing.
He's not. We're talking about the lyrics.
The beats.
No.
You gotta.
These guys aren't like producers of today who are giving you themes of the album. They're just giving him beats.
You don't.
All right, but
you think Nas
so-
came up with it? You gotta remember.
Absolutely.
It ain't hard to tell.
Absolutely.
It's not that original song. The song that's on the album is not what Nas did.
So
he didn't do that.
What is better?
He
Because
didn't do
I
that.
know lyrically, Infamous is not better.
No.
So what is better? The production,
No.
the theme,
Comprehensively, everything all in.
How?
When I look at the effort.
How?
when I look
So
at the effort-
break that down for people who may not be as intelligent.
Fine.
Comprehensively
So,
meaning how you receive it.
1989 to 1990. You know what album came out? Juvenile Hell. You know how the album did? Terrible. Why? Because the album sucked. You know who the album was by? Mob fucking Deep. Now, a couple years later, it's actually post Illmatic, right? The Infamous came out to critical acclaim. You know who produced that album, with the exception of one song? And he produced that song too, in all reality, but it was mixed by someone else. Havoc. One guy did the production. You know what people always say was the anvil for hip hop that actually ultimately became the downfall? Was the superstar production groups. When you had multiple producers, the best ever, contributing to your album. Havoc did the entire album. Eric B. and Rakim, one guy. Boogie Down Productions,
Right.
one group.
Before was a producer
Now suddenly,
carrying the theme of the album.
now thematically, when you have instances where your budget
Allows
can
for you-
accrue for the fact that you can get everybody who's the best. When
And
you
they
get-
all-
That doesn't explain
they-
how it's, that doesn't
I'm not-
explain how it's better though.
it's better because they tried harder. These are two guys in a fucking apartment building in
If
Queens.
that's what I
and
thought
Pete was
your
top
point
5
was-
dead or alive at
Your
this point.
point sounds like their effort, they should be rewarded based on their lack of opportunity.
So where were Pete's lyrics at that point?
Not on par with Nas.
They were definitely on par. They
On
were
par
definitely
with
on par.
Nas?
At the time,
I'm the biggest
that album.
See, he's making me go against my guys.
For
over here.
album, dogs. I'm talking.
I'm talking about that album versus that, not album for album. That's the only instance where I take
That's
Pete
what we're
over
talking.
Nas.
We're talking that album for that album.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's no way.
and-
There's no way lyrically.
The Infamous is what, 19 tracks?
Okay.
It's not 19 tracks, but it's
Hold
enough.
on.
Yeah,
What are we saying
I-
here?
I-
What-
I-
Yeah,
Sorry,
because you have the soldier point. You have a
I'm
soldier
thinking
point.
like you're saying that it's better lyrically.
Let's go
you're
song
saying
for song.
No.
Let's go song for song then.
No, let's go because lyrically we've already established.
It's not better.
So
I would
you're
argue- I
saying
would argue
production wise it's better
it's-
because Have produced the whole
honestly,
thing.
I think the production on the Infamous is far better than Illmatic. I do.
We're not doing that.
You can name any track
We're not
you
going to
want.
lie
I'll
to the
name-
people, Rudy. We're not going to do that.
Mob.
What song on
Infamous
Illmatic is better than Start
great
of Your Ending?
production.
New York State of Mind.
It's better than Start of Your Ending?
Starting it is not even the highlight.
It's not. That's what I'm getting at.
It is not better than New York State of Mind.
It's not.
It's not better than
Not.
Represent.
Temperature Rising?
Temperature Rise. Okay.
What
you
song
got
is better than Temperature Rising?
Life-
Memory
Bitch.
Lane.
Life's a bitch.
All right, fine.
World is yours.
Memory
Who
lane.
produced World is yours.
I don't know.
It ain't hard to tell. Represent.
I don't think it's better, man.
Have your pick.
I don't think it's better.
That
man.
album was curated. They had a time capsule to have time to develop that.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
One,
you're
that
giving-
album was curated. What does that mean?
It was.
yo?
You're giving me the fact that he
Producers
had a lot of help, so he shouldn't be
So
rewarded.
so you're saying he didn't contribute?
He contributed.
He just
words.
came to work. He's an anchor man.
He just
Then he
rhymes.
just came to work. He just read a
rhymes.
script.
He just rhymes. He told the story. And all right, so from the
Whoa, 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 He just rhymed. He just rhymed.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
But all right, I say that. I say
Isn't that
wait,
what we're?
hold
Isn't
on.
that why we're here?
I say that in a certain context.
Why are we here for just the?
Yes, you're
just
right.
The guys, right?
But I say that in a certain context. Nas told you what he saw. P and Have told you what they were doing. You don't see a difference?
Yes, but
You
so
don't see a
they're
difference?
so
Yes,
they're
I
more
do.
they're more
So which
real.
one's more
That's why they're
genuine?
better. It's not that. They told you what they saw, what they did, everything, but it's one dimensional because that's all they did. Nas tells you
definitely touched
a
more.
lot of stuff. He tells you what you saw. He tells you regret. He tells you, yo,
What did he regret? He didn't do anything.
Memory Lane.
He talked about other people. Think about Memory Lane. He talked about other people.
New York
he didn't
State of
talk about
Mind.
himself.
He
didn't talk
New York
about
State of
himself.
Mind wasn't about where he was going.
It's ambition.
He's
ambition.
He never. If you look at
It ain't
Illmatic,
hard to tell.
If you look at, he
So-
never
so
never
your-
spoke about
your-
his
your
accomplishments.
point is
as far
that
as what he did.
Their
Represent.
stories were
Represent.
It's a
first
story.
person,
It's
so
a
that
story.
makes
It's
them
not
better.
true.
It's entertainment.
We're
The
talking
mob was
music
an
here.
entertainment at the time.
We don't know this.
The Marvel
I'm
know
not
this.
going to
We
sit
don't
here.
know that?
I'm not going to sit here.
Karate
Hey,
Kid,
you're
Killer
going-
Black.
yo,
That wasn't
I'm not gonna
entertainment.
sit here.
That wasn't
I'm
fake
not gonna sit
entertainment.
here and be like, yo,
we're talking about music.
these
You're talking
dudes-
about whether they were
whether it's
actually
real or-
and he
at the
didn't
time-
get into his own life.
So you're telling me Illmatic doesn't come across authentic to you? It comes across
No, it's authentic.
forced?
No, here's the thing. Illmatic is authentic because he never claimed to do these things, and I get that. Like he never
So-
started saying I.
Okay.
With the exception of one or two songs, he never.
Getting blunt up in the stairway.
We all got blunt in the stairway.
But you said he's not referencing himself in none of these songs.
But because he didn't do these things, it's
But
not.
but
it's not
comparatively,
better.
it was an observer's view. It was an observer's view versus
It's an
the
intense
respondent's
topic. I'm
view.
sorry, fellas.
The respondent's
we've
view.
run out of time.
Like the war. Like we say,
Chime
scene
in.
in the war report.
I'm sure y'all
I'm on
don't
the
agree
scene.
with this.
Yeah, that's what the
Let
Marvel's
us know
doing.
what y'all
They're
think.
on the scene.
If you
They're on the
ask
scene.
me,
But Nas is not on the scene.
But Nas is
in.
PBS 13 giving you a better.
PBS is bullshit.
Yo,